This calls for an episode where we need to interview Mitra. 15 years later,
mastermind.
Mitra, you out there? We want to interview you because ta-da! The show is bigger than both of us, so we arrive to this conclusion of how we give each other feedback.
Here's the thing: deep down, do you think people know what their weakness is?
No,
You don't.
no.
We are back, and on this episode, we are going to be talking about feedback. And it's something that a lot of dancers say, oh, I want feedback. But in our experience, we found that most of the time when people ask for feedback, they really just want compliments. They just really want to say, oh, I'm doing good. You're doing well. Keep going. And it's a really interesting line. I'm not sure if it's a generational thing, where people are just, so used to just, beating around the bush and, just, saying positive things no matter what, which, doesn't really, like it's, I guess, a nice thing, but not a kind thing. Like when you compliment people and say really nice things, it's nice, but I don't think it's kind. And what I mean by that, it's not kind because you're not doing them the service that you possibly could, which means to tell them the absolute truth and what they could get better at. The problem is I don't think people want to hear the truth, and nor could they handle the truth had it been given to them. And so I think it's a really interesting topic, right? This idea of feedback.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where there's a difference between critique and criticism. And I think many times when we give critique, people just hear criticism. And it's like, oh, you hate me, you don't like me. And it becomes a very emotional thing. And it's like, no, I'm just telling you how I feel about this dance. But then like people have such this identity with their dance that it's almost like if you critique their dance,
You're critiquing them.
Yeah, it's like a direct attack on them.
You're
it's
attacking
like,
me.
Yeah, it's like why are you attacking me? Like you're judging my soul. And
we talked about this with the teachers, right? That's why teachers always kind of give this positive feedback all the time because they're afraid to damage that person's identity or have them come back at them and not come back as a student.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think a lot of Tango dancers get really high in their horse after like having a private lesson or taking a bunch of group lessons with some well-known instructors because like, oh, so-and-so said I'm doing well. But really, are you? Or are they just saying that because they want you to come back?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny because I have a relationship with my teacher right now where I just tell him like, hey, I'm paying you to tell me the truth. Like, just give it to me, And to the point, he actually, like yesterday, he just came up to me and he said, hey, Robert, like, you don't need to do it with me, but you need like a weekly coach. And I'm like, okay. You gotta do that's his way of saying like, hey, you're getting better, but the timeline for the show is coming up and you're not gonna make it at this pace. If we had all the time in the world, sure, but it's crunch time now. So, and like I appreciate that because he gave it to me in a softball way. He could have just said like, dude, suck less. He could have said that. But so there is an art to giving critique and feedback, and a lot of that is judging someone's character, having that relationship with the character, with that person, and knowing what their limits are. And that's something that's really, really difficult because I know some people have this my way or the highway type of attitude where it's like, I'm a direct person. If you can't take it from me, you can't take it from anybody. Like just I don't change for anybody. Like I could see that attitude, and sometimes that attitude wrecks partnerships. It could have been a beautiful thing, but you burnt the flower before it bloomed.
Interesting analogy, okay.
And sometimes, from the ashes rise the phoenix. Sometimes that happens, but it's a really tough balance. And one of the things I love about my partner now is that we have this we have this direct, we were able to critique each other directly and just be like, I don't care if you hurt my feelings. I don't care if I hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
We got a show to get ready for, and
Give it to me raw so I can fix it.
Yeah, because we both have the eye on the prize. You know, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the show, and the show is bigger than both of us. So we arrive to this conclusion of how we give each other feedback.
Here's the thing: deep down, do you think people know what their weakness is?
No,
you don't.
No, I think my partner knows what my weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hear it and I'm like, really? But then like I'm more open to hearing it now. But like if you gave this to me 5 years ago, I'd be like, nah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, I got this, you know?
Yeah,
so I think I'm in a position now where I'm like, screw it, you know what? I don't care. Like, that's why my attitude now is like, hey, like I've said this many times, like, look, I'm an idiot. It's okay, just give it to me. Like, talk to me like I'm a golden retriever. Talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old kid, because that's how we're gonna push forward, you know?
You can say that, but sometimes there are some, deep truths that can be very hurtful and impactful.
No, they are hurtful and impactful, but I think because my eye is on the show, it's like I don't care. Right? If my eye,
you say you don't care, but maybe you might care.
No, because I've been through it already. People have told me a lot of crap, and I'm just like, hey, dude, it's for the team. Like I put the team and the show above me, and like I used to think that was the case when I was competing. Like I put the competition above me, but I didn't, and I was like things were really hurtful to me, and I'm like, and I didn't take it well because like my ego was bigger than the competition. Now, I'm at a point now where I feel that I am mature enough to say, I don't care because the show is bigger than me. Like I don't want what would kill me right now is having Carlos and the team trust me and me failing them. I don't want to fail the team. That's what I mean. Like the team is bigger than me. The goals are bigger than me, and therefore my ego is like second or third place compared to the team. I'm at that position now, and it took a long time for me to get there. It wasn't the case when I was competing. Wasn't the case before. I feel that I could take it now, versus like 7 years ago, where like I can take it, and I'm like, oh no, I wouldn't believe it.
I think the problem, the inherent problem, is that Tango is so difficult that anyone that continues to pursue something so difficult, why try to even discourage them at all? Because we already know how hard it is. So by giving anything negative, giving someone constructive criticism, seems like it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like I'm trying to find a good example of this. Someone trying to do an ultra marathon, and you've been like, man, your
form's off.
Yeah, your form's off. Like you're faster than that. Are you like, how come you're only running like so and so minute miles? And the person is running a freaking ultra marathon. They're running like 200 miles.
Yep.
And you're gonna say anything? No, because who's gonna run 200 miles? Barely anyone. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I guess it's one of those things where, like, it's important to develop a certain relationship with a person. Like, for example, you teach.
Yeah.
I can give you true feedback on like, I don't think this works. I think this is good. I think this is bad. I saw some people dozing off in the corner there. I thought this is too conceptual, whatever,
Yeah.
I give you that kind of feedback. But over the years, we've developed that kind of relationship, and you can tell me a lot of crap too.
Yeah, but the thing is that your negative thing's not gonna
break you.
Yeah, it's not gonna break me because I've already gotten to this point. Like I never got into Tango thinking I was going to teach. So it's nothing that you can say, even if you say, oh, your class is terrible, like you're just wasting your time, I don't know why you do it, you should do something else. It's not going to affect me because I really never thought of myself to become a Tango teacher. But now since I'm doing it, I'm just trying to get anything that I do or put forth effort in, I want to just try to see if I can get better and better and better. And so your advice just makes me try to iterate myself and get better the next time. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, Rob's saying this. I mean, it's not coming out of nowhere. So like, how can I do something that's different next time? How can I, make this change?
That's interesting because I never thought of it that way. Because I never thought of myself as a performer, and now that's why I be like the team is above me. Like I put that's my goal. The goal is to satisfy the team.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the case because I didn't think of myself as a performer. I never saw myself of being in a dance company because I'm like, dude, I'm a big fat guy. Why? Like who wants to see me perform?
Yeah.
But I'm like the Chris Farley. I'm gonna be like the Chris Farley of the show.
Yeah,
I'm like the comic relief. I'm okay with that. Hey, you want me to be the Chris Farley of Tango? I'm the Chris Farley of Tango. You can be the Patrick Swayze, but I'd be like the Chris Farley with the belly flopping all over the place.
I think that's the best mentality to have, honestly. I think if you think of something as a bonus, like I'm already in the bonus already. Like it doesn't matter. Like this is not supposed to happen.
Yeah, but I think it's because where I didn't have that before. Like I had a hard time taking that criticism before because I'm like, I spent a lot of time trying to be a good dancer. Yeah. I'm a good dancer. Why are you wrecking me when I'm doing something and all these other people like it, and then you're like, oh. Your axis is off, and like, what are you talking about? So I get your point there, but I think I could take that now because I have this, everything's for the performance, everything's for the show, everything's for the team. That the whole idea of being a good dancer is not even registering to me. So you could tell me hey, your dance is crap. I'm like, all right, how do I make it better? Where I don't think that would have been the case before because I thought of myself as a good dancer.
I see.
So I didn't think of because you said that about teaching, it didn't register to me. But I always think that if you have a purpose and a goal that is bigger than your ego, that is the best thing.
That's a great point.
That's
a great point. Because all I'm trying to do in teaching is, one, obviously, I would love to help as many people as I can as a teacher of anything. But let's be real. Like anyone that's ever taught something, that when you teach something, it actually rapidly improves yourself as well because it holds me accountable to get better. And so, I mean, some people can say that, oh yeah, I just want to see everybody try and grow as a dancer or whatever thing that they're teaching. But let's be real. I love tango, and if something like teaching like this is also going to help me get better at that thing, then why not? Yeah, sign me up. Because every time I teach, I learn myself. I learn from trying to teach it. I learn from seeing other people try and do something, and then I go, oh, that's what I was doing wrong, or oh, that's what I should be doing, or oh, I could do that differently. And so,
how about this? What advice do you have to others who want to give feedback to their friends or partners or something? Like, how do you suss out that this person is ready for the truth? Or how do you suss out how to deliver the truth in bite-sized, manageable ways that it could actually have an impact rather than you just telling someone like, you're perfect?
Yeah, that's what Rob is making fun of. Is that's my go-to answer to most people when they ask me, "Oh, Derek, can you tell me what I should do? Like, what can I do to get better?" And it's like, "You're perfect," because anyone that comes up with that kind of question seems very haphazard. Seems very like you didn't do any work on yourself. Like you didn't try. Like you didn't try to come up with a better question to ask me. Like anything specific, just like fix me. No. I'm not going to, you're perfect. And so that's usually my go-to response with anyone who gives me a generic question to that. But sidebar aside, I think that you could either do two things. One is you ask a very overarching thing about why they're doing this. So I'd be like, you know what, Rob, what are you trying to get out of tango? What is your main goal? Like, are you trying to be, are you trying to compete? Are you trying to win a championship? Are you trying to, be the best dancer as a social dancer? Are you trying to dance with so-and-so? Are you trying to perform? What do you want from this thing? And I think their answer will give me a clear idea of how much directness I can give them in terms of feedback. If you just be like, I just want to have fun. I just want to, enjoy dancing. Then there's no point in giving super strict feedback to someone like that, because if they're just doing it because they enjoy it, they're just going out to socialize, they're just going out to, have fun with their friends. Why? There's no point in giving them, drill sergeant technique feedback.
Mm-hmm. All right. So how about if they give you a super honest answer about why they dance tango? Let's just say like you went up to me and said, "Hey Rob, why do you dance tango? Or
Yeah.
what do you want out of tango?"
Yeah.
And I just say, "You know what? I want to dance well enough so I can snuggle up to really pretty ladies." So that might be that's an answer that's unexpected because it's not politically correct.
Yeah.
So you know it's a real answer.
Yeah.
All right. So what if that's that's the goal? Like how is that a sign that okay they're ready for the direct truth? Because I gave you but in a sense, see, I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it for I'm doing it to snuggle to ladies. I'm not trying to be a competitor. I'm not trying to do these things. So if I give you a direct, a very truthful answer like that, do you think that allows that is an indicator of I want to hear the truth?
I think so, because it gives me a really direct approach of what you want, right? And so I would say, forget these flashy sequences that you're trying to learn. Let me just tell you what you can do to, make the dance feel nice for the other person. That's to me would be the key thing.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah, because actually that gives me a more direct approach.
I see. Yeah, because it also because it's a more truthful answer because it's not like oh now I gotta suss it out. I need to pull the ball of yarn to see what unravels and see what's there. Yeah, I like that.
Because you said you want to dance nice with certain people.
Yeah.
And okay, that's awesome. That means you want to give a feeling to somebody else. So then we're taking out the back staccatas. We're taking out all these other things that are more performative. We're taking out all these things that are more visual stimulation, and trying to find a nice feeling within it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not saying back staccatas cannot not have a good feeling. But let's just say on the totem pole of a good feeling, if you wanted to go there, I would say like those kind of movements are pretty far down the totem pole in terms of order of importance. Well,
But then let's say you say that, and then I go, oh, but you know what? Like everyone wants to dance with Brian. He does these crazy moves.
right. Well, because he's developed the feeling within it, right? How do you create the dynamic? How do you create the ability to have the synergy with somebody else to create an effortless movement that creates something like a back staccata? Then I'd say, yeah, he'd be the guy to talk to about that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Like one of the advice I actually give is when giving feedback, it's really important on how you approach that feedback.
Are you gonna say tone? Like your tone is really
No.
important?
Well, tone is important. Tone is important. But actually,
it's not how you said. It's not what you said. It's how you said it.
yeah, it kind of is.
Oh
I know.
my God.
No, but like I'm gonna go a little deeper.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So the first thing is I would not talk to the person face to face in the beginning because like I need to suss out how direct can I be, because when you give, or at least in my experience, when I give critiques to someone face to face, like I'm facing you like this and you're facing me, not even see this is even different. This is like perpendicular, like if I do this, it's like now it's like a full frontal attack, and it's
you sound like a dog trainer or something.
Well, no, I'm not. Some men you gotta treat like a dog. No, but what I'm saying is, what I do is actually I start off like as we are right now, like we're side to side.
Yeah.
Because what does this do? It makes people think that we're on the same team because we're now we're both on the same side looking out, and I could talk to you like this.
Yeah.
So it creates a different dynamic rather than being face to face in front.
Yeah.
And as I start being a little more direct in this position, then I could start sussing, can I be in front of you and be more direct? So I kind of suss out how direct I can be through position and then also through tone and through all these other things. Okay. So But yeah, no, I really start off like this side to side conversation because it makes us feel like we have a common goal, and that's kind of how I start. The other thing is I don't start with. I try not. I'm guilty of this, but I'm trying to do better, which is I don't start with like a negative thing.
Oh, you're trying to like give them, the candy with the pillow thing we talked
Yeah,
about
yeah.
before.
But what I mean is, okay,
Three positives and one negative.
No, not like that. What I mean is this. Let's just say someone has a painful embrace, right? I don't go, oh, like your embrace is really tight.
Actually, sometimes I do that. That's like a joking way.
Okay. Well,
Actually, that's the approach I take. Actually, sometimes like, oh, you're like killing my back, man. And
I think some people.
then that's kind of like you're doing it in a joking manner, but there is something to it.
Yeah. I mean, okay. If you have good tone on
Yeah.
delivering that, great. But sometimes I'd mess up on the tone. No.
You have to do it in a playful, joking manner. You can't be like, "You're killing my back, man. I'm gonna fucking sue you or something."
Yeah.
Like,
but like I said, sometimes my delivery is not that great. So what I do, like I start with like the lowest common denominator and start work my way up. And what I would do is I would look for something I look for something positive that I want them to do more of. So let's say, let's just say they have a really tight embrace, it's killing my back. I might go, oh, I really like it when you open up more and give me more places to play with or whatever, something like that. And they go, what do you mean? Like where? Like, oh, here, you do this. And then if you do more of that and open up more, rather than like, oh, you killed my back, because then that's a direct negative. And it's like, well, it's an attack on them. But this is highlighting something that they do, or maybe they don't do, but you want them to do, or they don't do enough. So it's more of highlighting something that they do and you want to see more of. And I start with there, and then see how much more direct I can be, and then I start changing my position. And it's a long road, but I really develop. I think it's important to develop this relationship of feedback, because you want someone to trust your feedback. And if you want to work with somebody and then they're running away because it's too painful, then I think you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. I think it's a really tricky one, and I think the thing is, it's not worth hurting someone's feelings and then having them feel like they want to quit. I think that's kind of in the back of somebody's mind, especially in Tango, because like I said, it is such a hard thing. It's such a hard dance. It's such a long, tedious journey of learning. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like, it's just like, yeah, if you're on this journey, we know it's a hard one. Like, who are we to even throw salt on your wound? Mm-hmm. I think that's where it's coming from. For most people.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But
it's like they're trying hard. Why knock their effort? Hopefully they'll figure it out. Hopefully it'll unfold itself.
But is this also the whole like being nice and not kind?
Yeah, it is.
So it's like, how do you get to the point of being kind and honest with each other? And that's where I take this roundabout way of sussing things out to see how direct I could be. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if we don't get to that point, we don't get to that point, and that's okay. The buck stops there, and I'm probably gonna work with another partner who I could be more direct with, or who might have the same goals as I do. I think it's really important to work with somebody who has the same goals, whether they want to be a competitor, they want to be if I want to be a competitor, and I want to work with someone who also wants to be a competitor, but I think having this whole like I want to be a good dancer, it's too vague of a goal to really work with somebody, because what is good? Is it good to me, good to you, good to the community, good to a 5-year-old? It's such a vague thing. So I think it's important to share the same goal, which is like I want to win Mundial, or I want to be able to do cool lifts and do videos or something like that. I want to be part of a stage company. I want to be whatever it is. I think it's important to work with someone with the same goal, because if you have the same goal, then you can be more direct, because the goal outweighs your ego. Hopefully, because I've crashed and burned a few times too.
And I also think that it's gonna fall down on these higher level traveling professionals or professionals and local professionals, where they command a certain level of respect from the certain person that seeking feedback. And so I think that's why we kind of pass the buck all the way. It's like, who am I to say this? Who am I to bring this up, right? Let's just have, Super Pro tell them, and they're gonna in a private, and then they're gonna come back. Oh man, it was awesome. They totally. How come no one told me this? Like that changed my whole like. You hear this all the time.
Yeah.
Right? It's because it's they finally got the real feedback from someone, because especially from a traveling pro, because I think.
They'll never see him again.
You'll never see them again, exactly, right? You can't get it from the local professional, because you're going to see them a lot. And so it has to be one of those visiting traveling pros. It's like, hey, man, like, you're not even changing your weight. Like, what are you doing here? Your braces, I can't even feel your embrace. They can be straightforward, because, like, yeah, you're a fan of them, and you're never going to see them again.
You know what? This totally reminds me it's like a Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares. It's like, Tango nightmares. I'm here to fix you. We're gonna travel city to city and like tell everyone the truth that no one's afraid to say. Your Tango sucks. I'm Gordon Ramsay and screw you. It's like, no, I swear, it's like, is this what it comes to? Like, we can't be honest with each other. We have to hire some like outside consultant.
Simon Cowell of Tango.
Yeah. We have to be some it has to be some outside consultant. Like, what the heck, man? Like, is this the HR of Tango? Like, shoot, dude. Like, why can't we be honest with each other?
Because it's not worth it.
It's
not worth it.
Okay, I would say 90% of the time, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But there is that 10%. And I'm gonna Ted Lasso this. Like, I am gonna hold out for that 10%. I've met that 10%, and I think, you know what? After I've met that 10%, I think there's 20. Like,
So here's the thing. Say you want to give your feedback, right?
Yeah.
And say they take the feedback, but then they, look at you differently, and then it's just like, Rob, like,
Yeah, no,
You face the scrutiny of that for no reason, because it doesn't serve you at all.
No.
It's a higher purpose for you. Yeah, you're doing the kind thing, telling them, like, you suck at this. Like, either fix this, or I don't even know what you're going to say. Like, you're going to be that guy.
Yeah.
And there's really no upside for you.
No, actually, I think there is an upside.
There's an upside.
There is an upside.
What's the upside?
I don't have to dance with them ever again. No, no, I know it's okay. I was saying that in a joking manner, but here's the truth for me. Is that, like, I want to be honest with my friends. I want to be honest with people that I care about.
Yeah.
And sometimes that sucks. And sometimes it's, and if it breaks us, it breaks us. I'm not gonna be mean, deliver it in a way where it's like, or at least I'm going to attempt to deliver it in a way that is meaningful.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna fall flat on my face a few times, and I've fallen flat on my face many times. But you know what? I'm still gonna try, because I'm gonna Ted Lasso this stuff, because I believe.
I guess sometimes you have to, if you really want to spark change in somebody, you have to play the devil on their shoulder, I guess, in a certain way. I think we covered this in an earlier episode where I talked about Mitra, who was one of my first Tango teachers, and her brilliant thing. I don't even know if it was, her own mastermind of doing it, but she was literally the only person when my first couple months of dancing Tango that said, Derek, I don't like your dancing. I think you dance for yourself. I don't think you dance for your partner. Literally the only person at this time, because I was like, everyone was telling me how good I was. Everyone was telling me, like, you're awesome. You're like a Tango prodigy. And here comes one of my first teachers, like, I don't like your dancing. You're not even dancing with the people. You're selfish. You dance for yourself. And it was a really rough pill to swallow, especially since she was my first teacher. But I still remember those exact words to this day, and it really drove me to become a well-connected dancer. And so, there you go. right?
You know, I think this calls for an episode where we need to interview Mitra. 15 years later,
Mastermind.
Mitra, you out there? We want to interview you
Right.
because you know, ta-da, the product.
Right? The product of your early advice. Because I wonder how, because it's really not in her best interest to say that to me. I'm in her Tango program. I'm spending $700, $800 to do your 3-month challenge. I'm at the end of your challenge program. I'm one of your, star pupils according to everybody else in the community, and you're going to come up to me and say, I don't like your dancing. You're not like, that takes a lot.
Yeah.
And I look back at that and I'm like, man, that took a lot of guts from Mitra to do that. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't wrong. She probably saw the path I was going down.
Yeah.
And steered me away from it. So I'm forever thankful to Mitra. Yeah.
I think definitely. Members only. Interview Mitra. Here we go.
That's interesting. But yeah, let us know what you think about this whole topic of feedback. Everyone says they want it, but do they really want it? Who knows, right? And who's the one to give it? Who knows as well, right? So it's a really interesting and tough topic to talk about because everyone says they want to get better at Tango, but no one wants to hear how or no one wants to hear why. And so let us know in the comments on your thoughts about feedback yourself. Me and Rob would love to hear it. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Left Foot, Right Foot.
We appreciate your support, and make sure you click that subscribe button and that like button. It really helps with the algorithm, and also you receive all our latest updates. Thank you.